Ohio player dance, not no New Jersey, not no for that. Now we're gonna talk about what people should be teaching, what they ain't teaching. You know what I'm saying? So you already know people unstable, lost, no culture, or whatever the case may be, and gonna lead you into a burning church just because you ain't gonna have those type of qualities to even look at your own surrounding and your own people and your own background. And we're supposed to be leading by example in some way, shape, or form, so you can know how to do something on your own, not do it amongst lostness and lost souls. And it's so often that everybody in these type of situations, especially when we start to talk about online and stuff like that, and in the real world, but for the most part, things need to be substantiated when it comes into what's the main importance. And you shouldn't be caring what nobody talking about when it comes to, and all y'all and y'all lineages is broke. So let's get that matter of fact too, because a lot of people will look at their own selfish situation based upon what they may have placed themselves in. as far as a position, a badge, a curriculum, a career, or however the case may be, but your whole lineage and line is phony or whatever the case, and you don't even stay on the same street as everybody, so you into some type of lost circumstance, and then you trying to tell other people how to be in that same lost circumstance. So for the most part, y'all need to keep an eye and watch anybody that ain't even really around their family and friends anyway. That's already a reason. It's a reason to that. When a person is out here hooting, hollering, trying to preach and motivate, and motivational speaker, scammer, grifter, agent, however the case may be, look in their surroundings. If they ain't around their family or friends, and they look like they're around a whole bunch, even if they are with people, they look like they're around a whole bunch of people they done met and they lost life after they have participated in something or whatever the case may be, you already know it's a reason to that. And that's already the first qualities you need to read to know not to deal with an individual, or to stay far away, or however the case it may even be presented to you, whether it is coming through the same lens of people you may know. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you just need to keep an eye on those type of energies, because when y'all don't, these be the first stages. Anytime you listening to people that's lost and stuff, they ain't around their family and friends, they gonna put you in the same situation. And sometimes these people come with opportunities, so it'd be a planned out, orchestrated concept of how you getting ready to get tricked off of whatever that you supposed to be doing and keeping more importance. AKA, if you come from a poor backing or a poor family, you ain't got no time to be wasting or whatever the case. You need to be trying to be something there and pushing everybody else. When you sitting back and coming up with the idea, and let's say you got a little bit more fruitful ideas than other individuals, it's your job and duty and obligation to create positions for other individuals and match everybody's level, or however the case. I'm pretty sure there's a position, or there's a circumstance, or there's an opportunity for every position, especially how flunked out people are right now and what people are entertained by when we start to talk about America and stuff like that. So only reason any celebrity or anybody could be going through a weird situation because they have forgot this fact, aka the people around you, your family and friends and things of that nature. These is the first people that you need to be putting in some type of position, or putting yourself in a perspective where you're creating qualities that you can fall back on, all the way down to you stay in a whole city or street amongst your people, however the case. Because when y'all don't do these energies, you be out here looking like you lost. So when you start to look at Hebrew Israelites, when you start to look at all these other little sectors and other little programs and stuff like that, there's a reason why a person even think like that in the first place. And it ain't got nothing to do with the religion. And a lot of times these people would claim, well, they found something that their family wasn't in or their friends wasn't in, and that's what made them. No, that's the excuse that they making why they separate from their family and friends. So religion, sports, voting, politics, these things don't get in the way on that deep level for a person to be out here talking, and they ain't even got the same kind of energy that you supposed to have, and that they gonna try to lead you in to a certain degree. And that don't build culture. Build culture is making sure that whoever was first, you take all that quality, even if it's just leading to attention, and you make sure everybody has a pocket so y'all can start building on that in some way, shape, or form. And that's your esoteric, spiritual, and physical defense. Not no other bull crap that y'all get lost in because y'all just up lost in the world and throwing each other up under the bus. And y'all deal with a bunch of other individuals that's already up under the bus. And they make comfort zones up under the bus and stuff like that. So all y'all, the bus, it is a short bus, shorty bus. It really be like a short bus shorty, and pardon me, but it really be like a short bus shorty bus. You know what I'm saying, and stuff. And then you don't be knowing that. That's why things be slowing up for you. Then when that bus slow up, and all those weird individuals you was on it with and stuff like that, you start to realize certain things. You have left too much of a distance into the actual qualities you were supposed to be building up to be able to fall back on and stuff. And if you ain't doing it for that, you ain't doing it for nothing. So when you look at all these celebrities and stuff, and this is not even me, because everybody is interested into the Glorilla or whatever the case may be, and her sister, brother, or whatever. This is just for anybody in the hood, or however the case, especially when it comes to two online, and you coming from a situation where you trying to be the light of something in your personal life and people who know you and family and friends and stuff, and then you have online certain weird things going on, and psyops and stuff that's doing things for other reasons that really don't make no sense. So for the most part, it's apparent to be aware of these things. Also, if you're trying to be a content creator or however the case may be, because you could have somebody like you could be in some situation where people counting on you and all kind of stuff, where you the main interest or it's a multiple of y'all or however the case, and then you have other reasons online based upon cult type stuff and people lost in their minds with the most dumbest beliefs or whatever the case may be, and dump that on you, and then these people be having access to certain things of that nature and then make it seem like it's all cool or whatever. And then we online, we in a new time right now. You better cash out if you in that type of situation also, and things of that nature. Don't let no humans get away with nothing. That's just retardedness at some point, especially if your family poor and y'all already about that life. You know what I'm saying? Especially going on with the how things been going on since all these years, last past 50 years, 60 years and stuff, and things that people have to do and stuff like that to get they 1-2 together and stuff like that. It's like somebody handing you $1 million, you and especially your aunties and stuff like that be on it more than you. You know what I'm saying? Anytime somebody you're throwing around something, money on the floor, oh, that's free. You don't play around. People playing around. Like that's how I see it. I see it like people playing around. You playing around with you playing. You know what I'm saying? Like people playing, but don't get on. But that's as far as online though. But when we come to other circumstances, that's just for everybody. Because everybody trying to get they 1-2 or whatever the case may be. Especially when you talk about in my area, it's one of the poorest areas in reality, and things of that nature. Whole city on it. You know what I'm saying? Like what? You know what I'm saying? But at some point, this is what everybody need to understand. You put everybody in some type of position or whatever. Don't leave nobody lacking or whatever. And that's what people are not teaching when it comes to them trying to talk about cultures and other continents or other areas and things of that nature. What is you doing with you and your family and your friends? And everybody should be you should be building everybody up with your substantiated qualities, with your energy, especially if you got some mind state, especially if we dealing with another situation where someone else got that mind state or whatever. You should be in full support or whatever. It's so often that everybody is just separate. Everybody is doing things over here and person doing something over there, and then y'all be in circumstances where one person get more than the other, and then y'all start to play that in-house tit for tat type circumstance, and then that's when y'all start to cripple your own culture or whatever lineage that y'all can start or however the case. Then a lot of these monkeys is the same individuals who get online trying to tell people the very same thing they don't know how to do amongst themselves. Hey guys, we need to come together. Hey guys, we this, us this. A person wouldn't even have to sound like that if they already doing that. Y'all don't hear no gang members talking like that or whatever the case may be. People who are already doing stuff like that don't get it. They just lead by example. And I'm not talking about the negative qualities or however the case may be that gang come with. I'm talking about the communion and the kingship. So you don't see nobody out here promoting it like a Moravian or a Mormon or some preacher or some of y'all grifters online and scammers. Like, hey, y'all need to start to look at this and be into this and be involved in that or however the case. That's lostness. That's people who lost and they was unsuccessful doing that amongst their own. So for the most part, whatever curriculum that they got is just rocking you to sleep. They don't have a curriculum to tell you what they're actually doing. That makes them sufficient. So you could so they're teaching you, and you could do that amongst your own, or you could be an extension, an add-on, an asset, and things of that nature when it comes to whatever they got going on, and you could push that in your very same nature, and y'all could connect these things together, and then it could be a well-oiled running machine, or however the case may be. But for the most part, when everybody just lingering around bored and lingering around acting retarded and stuff like that, this is when that you just in survival mode. So you start to use a lot of other things to grift and scam or whatever, and you ain't even got that manuscript or that type of protocol that you can even make it work with your next door neighbors or your friends and family or whatever. So a lot of times y'all need to watch these type of things, you know what I'm saying, because you can have lost individuals that's really in that type of formation online, and you could have people that's in part of institutions and colleges and CIAs and stuff like that that actually seek out individuals like that and do a whole little scheme on you, which a lot of these things get ready to become illegal too, based upon online. It's more on a percentage scale of being enticed other than people actually being these things of that nature. Once you get enticed, that slides into bribery, and once that slide into bribery, who's ever on the end of doing the enticing is actually on a negative end of universal law and any regular law, or will be switched up to be that, or whatever the case may be. I gotta use the restroom real quick. And we also get prepared for the new moon. So as we get prepared for the new moon, that's going to be new emotional changes, new foundations, new way of feeling about things, and new ways of reacting and responding to things. And it's going to be based upon what you already fixated on and what you already associated with due to the fact of it being in Aquarius. So that's fixed air, being fixated on our own way of thinking and communicating. So you know what I'm saying? If you was holding up something negative, it will be shot down. If you was holding up something positive, it will be prompted up. But for the most part, that's up for everybody's subjective life and their own personal circumstance that they're going through. But when it comes to actually teaching the things of that nature, it ain't even about specifically a religion or whatever. It's about how to do something, and you should be leading by example. And how you leading by example ain't things you really got to discuss. Like, I could come up here and make 1,000 videos about how I make beats, about how I record, or whatever the case may be. Or I could just be myself, express myself, and then the work is already done. That is hard work, just a person make it look easy, or whatever the case may be. So when I'm doing this over here in this hand that I'm just making this as an example, this hand on the music actually has substance behind it. So you may hear certain things that go in one ear drumming out the other, but listen to something else that I'm saying in this pocket when it comes into teaching or whatever like that, and it adds more nuance to what you was listening to when it was just put in a bar, or however the case may be. Now you understand the frame of thought, and that adds substance to songs or whatever the case. So that's even what I be trying to give game to when it comes to podcasters, and you already a rapper or whatever the case. Learn how to use your creativity in some way and align it with this new little age we going through, this new little form we're going through, this new little concept that we're going through and stuff like that, to the point that everybody got to learn how to get on their 1-2 and become a little bit more sufficient and stuff like that. But there is negative things that you got to look out for, and there is individuals that went through similar things that you could kind of learn from. But at the same time, these are things to be aware of, especially as we go into the new moon. You're going to be aware of a lot of things that you could probably nip in the butt right now, and you ain't got to wait till the new moon go in, and now you got to have this extreme emotional reaction to it, or you got to have this extreme notary energy where it's like, all right, now I got to do something about it, where you already could be aware of the character itself and already be like, all right, I see how it's going to play out, and separate it, and then allow that energy that you would have had to express be dumped on you early, because then that allowed God to show you and separate from the situation of who was getting ready to put you in that energy on purpose. And for the most part, when you dump it on them a little earlier, before the ending of it, they end up exposing self-projection, make you be, or expose something to you to make you feel like eventually, if you would have let the situation played out, you would have been the one that had to make them feel like that, but not know why or whatever. So whatever that person start to self-project when you nip it in the butt was actually what they was preparing for you to be in, and things of that nature. So when you start to see that at its working, you stop a spirit from creating the makeup before it even bends in and become the adrenaline, before it play out as manipulating actions, or however the case may be. And therefore, once you know that you do this a lot of times unaware, and it still play out in a negative way. But there's a lot of times that you do pinpoint something, but your way of pinpointing it didn't really truly show the person that you was caught on. So for the most part, it was a lot of things. Let's say if you're in a relationship, or let's say you in a partnership with business amongst other people and stuff like that, and you kind of caught on to something this person probably stealing from the business or whatever the case, and then before the way you said it, they caught it in a way that you don't really fully know the magnitude. So now they can throw something in there like, oh, you tripping, homie, you tripping, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we both went with the manager together. However, like, at restaurants, when they go to the bank to exchange and stuff, they have an employee go with them. But I'm just using that as if you just got your own business with someone, as an example, and something like that, right? And then if you go a little further in that same space though, without fully being aware, for no person could be like no ifs and buts and outs or something like that, they'd start to self-project. They'd be like, you stealing. Oh no, you the one stealing from us and stuff, because why you always the one presenting it, or whatever the case may be, and you really trying to figure it out. But that's why you're supposed to keep your mouth closed at times too, because you allow manipulating individuals to keep to have one up, because they see what you're aware of, and if you ain't fully aware of it before you can express it, you give them kind of what you working with. So they can use tools to work against that, or whatever the case. They can be prepared mentally to know what kind of cloth to wear in the spiritual world that play out into the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension as an expression that they'll know rock you to sleep or whatever. They create an expression just for you to be rocked to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Whether that is a family, friend, associate, co-worker, or whatever the case may be. And online, they get real spooky and stuff like that. with AI bots and these real individuals that be running and stuff in these colleges and stuff. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? But it's easy to decipher that, especially if you come from the hood, because it's a totally different background. So it will totally make no sense if you from the hood and you jumping online and you're a content creator and stuff like that. These is things we could discover real fast and stuff, because these people come from weaker backgrounds, or backgrounds where a lot of responsibility wasn't on them. They had elders and older people in their life, all the way down to their parents and stuff, that kind of built their morality. They didn't have a lot of stuff they had to do on their own and amongst others in their family and stuff. And you being a breadwinner and stuff, like you having. So in these type of situations, they read books and stuff like that and get into psyops and get online and see flunked out people and start thinking everybody like them, or the flunked out people that they dealing with, or whatever the case, and then crash out when they come across regular people and stuff like that that got a sense of reality. You know what I'm saying? And you still have responsibilities and you attach to people. Like, you ain't lost in if you lost in the woods, it's because your family and friends, then that's y'all life itself, not you lost in the wood because we got YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram and what's the other one, um 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 Twitter and all these things, and Snapchat, and you want to get up here and look flunked out, and you already mentally retarded, so it don't really make a difference if you online or offline. But at the same time, this is where we getting confused. We got a bunch of nerds in both positions trying to antagonize people, and the people just up here just being flunked out and don't know what they doing, but they starting to get attention, so they ain't getting nowhere else in their life, so they gonna go extreme in that area that they got it. Me, I don't necessarily even have to go live. You see what I'm saying? But at some point, you have to decipher character. And that goes for every side and things of that nature. And people over exaggerate and get lost. And you have to make sure you ain't lost. And qualities for real people, especially coming across a spirit like me, to see a person from a distance or a stranger or who I don't know, that I can see that they ain't lost, is they know how to hold it down. They got some consistency energy. They ain't somewhere preaching, trying to be all over the place. And they still around family and friends as far as their consistent energy that they're dealing with. Other than that, a person is lost online. Y'all better understand that. People is lost. They have you lost and things of that nature. That ain't no culture building or whatever. And they have you lost in these 5: business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. And if you don't have these groundings, here's how you get thrown under the up under the bus. Here's how you get lost in the sauce. Here's how you drink the Kool-Aid. Here's how you think you doing something. And let's say you come across individuals that it may appear to look like the way Walt Disney taught us, you becoming successful or being in a position. You use all those qualities to talk down on the individuals that you come from, or whatever the case, or your background. Then when that start to wear you down and you was getting all that faulty, that GMO support or whatever, and that start to boil down or whatever the case may be, now you stuck in limbo, because everything that you did and said allow you to can't go back into the genuality of your family, friends, and your associates and your background and things of that nature. And then you kind of looking weird because you don't want to go no further in something that you starting to feel like you getting taken advantage of, or you being used in, but you was using all that to be greedy and think you was better than everybody. Now you stuck in limbo. And a lot of these individuals is on that path by participating with certain institutions and things of that nature from individuals who built it, who had to be in that actual life situation. So people just take that job and be in the energy of that situation and be having family, kids, friends, and stuff, and be online and be bums like everybody else and stuff like that, and doing content just like me, broke agents and stuff. So it don't even make no sense at some point. You know what I'm saying? When you just practicing spirit and witchcraft and stuff, and you just opening yourself to get ejected with these things. So it's like weird. You know what I'm saying? So like, instead of Michael Jackson saying, I'm feeling somebody watching me, we in a new age. Somebody I feel like I should be watching everybody. I'll watch who's watching me. Somebody feel like, no, I always feel like I should be watching everybody. I watch who's watching me. That's the new age. Michael Jackson was weak. Michael Jackson is a foreigner. He had a weak family. Everybody, them Prince, all these cats was voodoo dolls. Y'all be giving these cats unknown talent that they didn't even have. Like, y'all all lost in the sauce. None of these people was talented. You know what I'm saying? They're all foreigners and voodoo dolls. But at the same time, I bet they were somewhere making money. I bet half, 80 to 90% of their family members still broke, still in some broke lineage or whatever the case may be. We don't see no Michael Jackson niece nephew. We don't see no Prince niece nephew. So don't come telling me about how good they was about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are unintelligent. Y'all got to start in real basis when it comes to business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. Y'all just be following people that y'all gonna complain about because they ain't help y'all out or help the community church out. That all y'all strangers amongst yourselves. Know what I'm saying? So at some point, when it comes to community and the F all that gang stuff, unless y'all doing productive stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're on the right path or whatever the case may be, or a cult or whatever. If you're doing productive stuff, if you ain't doing productive stuff, your cult, your gang is only to hate. Only to hate. It ain't for to do nothing else. No one gets nowhere. Look where America at right now. We damn near close to having a damn Japanese president. I was thinking about that. We about to have a Filipino East Indian president. Watch, we keep pulling around and stuff like that because we just lost in things that we not even involved in no more. But we just using it for practices. Like we create new technology that to defend something that was only credible maybe 50 to 60 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the technology took 50, 60 years to make, and now it ain't no reason to use it. It look weird to use it because we ain't in 50, 60 years ago where it made sense to be used. So it's like wasted all that money. We broke. America broke. You know what I'm saying? I know terrorists, all the terrorist areas are broke. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to everybody, and this is for everybody got their own family. This is what everybody should be caring more about right now. Everybody should be caring, if you're from a poor family or whatever the case may be, you should be worried more about the creativity and where everybody can have their creativity at. It might be something that's flunkness right now, however the case, that's creative. You know what I'm saying? You might be going through anything. I don't care if you're going through some type of stereotype of racism or anything online or whatever the case may be, especially with all this AI stuff. You should be online investigating how to get some checks cut, the new way to sue. Don't be online doing nothing else. Don't, especially when it comes to if something was done to you. But if you broke or whatever the case may be, especially if you ain't got no creativity, that's the last resort. I'm giving everybody creativity and stuff. Don't be online. Don't be listening with nobody talking about. You shouldn't care what nobody talking about. I don't care what it is. If somebody next door, up the street, online or whatever, business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. I don't care if goddamn somebody did a cartwheel off the Empire State Building and stuff like that. You shouldn't care about what nobody talking about, especially if it's hating towards you. Then when it come to you and your family, all y'all should be together, and your friends or whatever. You don't care about nobody will talk about when it's coming to getting that dollar. Period. And use that to get a dollar too. Use everything because everybody, y'all be having people in y'all family that be more thirstier than y'all. Y'all don't use them. Use them. You know what I'm saying? Use these individuals, get these people's direction and stuff like that, where they use all that, how they rock together, rock to sleep child support and rock to sleep welfare and all that stuff to get off of it and stuff, man. All that good talent, them talents, use it right in the courtrooms and stuff, right them, make sure they everybody famous. Anything happen to anybody, I don't care what it is, espionage, whatever, you got a family member that's famous. As soon as it happened to them, you got an auntie that's famous. You got a mother that's how it works. Everybody get ready to get paid. You know, everybody chill out. It bet your mind, y'all minds better not be on anything else. You know what I'm saying? If your mind been confused because you've been on TikTok and this whole time you thought a video was real person or something like that because they were snowboarding and you went to snowboard and scratch your knee and then you figured out that video was AI. You shit. Get your aunt. I use the restroom one more time. Everybody can use that chicken. Everybody. Everybody. And be hard. I mean, be so hard. Make lawyers out of people and get other lawyers that put y'all on game. Be so hard about it to the point that start using narratives for your claim too. Anytime you see a news channel that look like it's copying, anytime you see a celebrity that look like it's copying, like all of a sudden you got a case and all of a sudden there's this celebrity, use it. Everything getting used. Y'all poor. Nobody, none of these people ain't. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend doing it the way Glorilla's sister doing it. I'm saying doing it to y'all, how y'all get scammed every day. Y'all get scammed every day by the government and all kind of stuff, and you find anything. And online is a free fall right now because people just went crazy out of nowhere and went flaunting this and stuff. And there's people that my daughter's age and stuff like that be online on Roblox. Think my daughter ain't about to get a check. Real stuff. I'm from the hood. F that. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Not so many people I've been around, such as my own self and other people's family and stuff like that. You get in a car accident, it ain't your fault. Everybody in the car next spring. Everybody in the car ain't gonna hurt. Oh, I'm fine. What? Hey, I'm fine. No, you ain't. Not with a car. Not with the police pull up to the window. No, you ain't fine. You got a spine spasm. You know what I'm saying? Real dumb shit. What, the car got tapped? Well, boom, everybody act sleep. Everybody act like they neck snapped. No, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. What lawyer are we going to get? Sherman and Gilmer? You know what I'm saying? Who we going to get? Start making early Christmas plans right now. Real stuff. What? You know what I'm saying? Oh, online a free fall right now. Online is this a whole football field online. I can't believe people crashed out that much online. You know what I'm saying? Real what? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole set and things of that nature. Y'all must don't know no broke people in New York. That's where I'm at and everywhere at. What? You can't wait till people to jump in. We all about to wait in the line and tap somebody and wait to get tapped. Whether you're in New York, somebody trying to rob you, or you trying to get a check because you just got some insurance and it's too high and you gonna double up somehow. You gonna triple up somehow. We all go stand in line. Oh, we know how this person drive on the next block. Let's all slow down on purpose. We go bump it, car bumping everybody. Everybody get paid. Everybody's shoulder hurt. Everybody's shoulder blade hurt the whip. No, don't put her in that. Real stuff. Nah. Y'all playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm around people who ain't playing. I'm around people who don't be playing. You know what I'm saying? Playing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all weird. That's how you gotta be online. You know what I'm saying? When it comes into, man, y'all getting lost in the sauce, all y'all celebrities and stuff like that, and then y'all want to cry about because y'all done made y'all fans y'all family. Y'all fans don't give a hell about y'all. Them fans is fickle. They come and go. You know what I'm saying? This is a lesson for anybody in business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. Y'all probably experiencing it more extreme than other individuals. 100 times more extreme than me, or whatever the case may be. So you need to be aware. This is probably why you're in the situation you in, but you already too far down the line and you signed too many contracts and things of that nature. And you could have made that person you grew up with a lawyer. You could have made all the women in your family have a restaurant or whatever. And celebrities be trying to do that after the fact or whatever, but y'all be kind of late, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, these are things that need to be taught, not somebody online trying to wake somebody up and whistleblow and stuff. Nobody care about whistleblowing, especially if ain't nothing happening to you. Talk about what you doing, because there's things people that's actually happening to that it ain't got nothing to do with whistleblowing. This is a person expressing what they personally going through. It ain't got nothing to do. So whistleblowing is a scam. Anytime you see somebody whistleblowing, they was paid to do that. And when things is real, it's real. Ain't no televised nothing. It's either somebody cutting the check and then everybody hear about it then. It ain't about nothing else. You know what I'm saying? You'll keep your mouth shut. That's why I don't get all that stupid Black Panther stuff online and stuff like that. I make videos and stuff like that. I've been doing all the editing and stuff like that before y'all even thought about getting online and trying to teach or whatever the case may be. Man, before I can even look at a site, I'm looking at who the cameraman, who editing. Oh, that's a good shot. Before any narrative or whatever, people had to sit around and think about that. This would be a good shot. That water everything down right there. This is good shots. It's good technical shots. That's good explanations of technical shots. But that's take good. Just get into directing in movies. I'm saying, why everybody talent and creativity going to trash? That's what I'm talking about. Everybody taking their creativity for stupid stuff. That goes back to the example. We got all this technology now, but it seemed like it was only planned to be used for things we was going through 50 years ago. So right now, and then half of these people ain't even here. So the descendants and everybody else using it for trash. We using it for weirdo stuff. Now look, we using good technology and AI for Black Panther parties and stuff. Like, come on. Like, oh, come on. Disney, Buzz Lightyear movies, two dice could have a kid. Come on. I know we about to use AI for something better than that. I don't believe none of them people in the Black Panther even real. I think it's AI. I use AI for something better, man. Oh, nappy headed on the homeboy's niece or whatever the case. Nah, come on, Corroy. What's this? Set it off. I thought I seen Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? Talking about she goddamn it, leader of the Black Panther's niece. Oh, kiss my ass with that damn lie. Talking about she Jimmy Neutron's niece or whatever. Y'all done lost your minds. Y'all done lost your goddamn minds. Y'all done lost your minds down here. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. But yeah, but it's about family, friends, or make family out of friends. Don't leave that though. A lot of y'all don't know. Some of y'all enemies, if y'all would have did right culturally, like in these neighborhoods, in these hoods, which I'm trying to switch and change the mentality of how to start, some of these enemies would have became y'all best friends way more than some of y'all friends y'all got right now that get ready to fuck your bitch, get ready to backstab you or whatever, get ready to take your position, especially if you're a rapper or whatever like that, or some of these other individuals you have got lost with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much stuff that we have access to in the hood that leads to no good. The bonding amongst each other is in the back seat. That if one of these people get these goods before another person get these goods, these things is used for militia practices amongst each other and stuff like that. So even if you could get in a position that you could set everybody else up, there's so much stuff going on that don't even make sense. And then it becomes justified. And like we become forever crippled in the hood and things of that nature. And we can't be expecting no rappers and Jay-Z ain't about to come create no rapper camp like a boxing camp in all these little cities and states and stuff like that. Mike Tyson ain't about to create no boxing camp everywhere and stuff like that. We got to rely on these in-house governments, and hopefully they care if the city got enough resources and people willing to be mental slaves or not for them to even fund anything. Or it ain't no skating rings. I'm saying, it ain't nothing. No little league football teams or whatever. No soccer moms or whatever, unless you go into the suburbs or something. You know what I'm saying? Then when we try to get our 1-2 together and stuff like that, we got some other hate that ain't even got nothing to do with it, because we got some other weirdo stuff going on with people using technology for things it was made for, of stuff we was going through 50, 60, 70 years ago before a lot of us was even born. It ain't got nothing to do with that. We need creativity going on. You know what I'm saying? We online right now where everybody creativity is how the government making me react and how I can make everybody else react. What happened to your creativity though? It ain't nothing wrong with a lot of y'all being scammers, grifters, and agents. Get your money. See, that's one thing about me. I don't like to stop nobody from getting their money or whatever the case may be. It's just when it become race bait or rage bait, now it ain't about the money. It went into a religious phase. It went into a philosophical phase or whatever. And we not even in a time where that even makes sense, because it's so many people dealing with their own stuff and immigrants right now. They don't even get it. So it just looked weird. It looked like a small 15% of people, and it just so happened it's a small pocket of Europeans and African Americans and maybe an Arab there, maybe an East Indian there. You know what I'm saying? And it seemed like they're creating some, I don't want to call it racist, but some narrative around immigrants that none of us is in charge of how they got here in the first place, since how America was built. Then the people defending it like they need to leave is the other half of the 15%. It's like 7.2 slash and a 7.2 slash. The European and an Arab and an East Indian there, then the other 7.2% African Americans, the ones that's acting lost and mixing nationality with DNA and changing history. And then you got them fighting immigrants, and then you got Europeans and East Indians, and half of these people was immigrants themselves, creating narratives around it But then it's 80 to 90% still natives that mixed in with everybody. So that's family. Somalians, Puerto Ricans. That's why Bad Bobby was on the stage. And Jay-Z ran it. So that's an African, Pan, Puerto Rican. So it seemed weird. It's like a small pocket of people creating an in-house fight that no one's involved in. So it don't look like it's motivating other people to be involved in it. It looked like, what's wrong with y'all? So the small group of white people complaining, just making everybody look at it like, what's wrong with y'all? The small group of African Americans complaining. We did, like the Pan Africans and FBAs, just like what's wrong with y'all? And then the small helpers y'all got, the little Arab there, the little East Indian there, you know what I'm saying? The Chinese dude right there. But the difference is they don't have no ties to America, so they can get in and get out and laugh. They can be like, yeah, I'm into that. Yeah, I'm the governor, but I'm still for my people. So you got the East Indian, still got their stuff. Chinatown, still got their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Arabs still got their corner stores and stuff like that. But then that's not the problem for the white people and the black people. They still creating a problem for other people. But then the black people and the white people that's mixed in with all of us is family. Natives, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, that we all family. So it's like, that's 90% of America right now, though. This why ICE seem weird, where I understand the subjectory, but even the subjectory doesn't make sense to the people who accepted it. So when it comes to everybody who even voted for Trump, even though that's always a plan anyway, left, right, Democrat, Republican, but it's being played out in a way that ain't planned. You know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't supposed to not like Trump in this way. Y'all was supposed to not like Trump in that way. So they can replace it with another Republican or Democrat. Same way with the Drake album and stuff like that. Y'all wasn't supposed to think Kendrick Lamar won in this way. Y'all supposed to think he won in that way and have some leeway for Drake to be back up again. It's like Drake totally thrown out the window now. You see what I'm saying? Same way y'all did with Kamala, same way y'all did. It's like, it's a lot of things being thrown at, but the planning of it is being steered in a different direction that no one had plans for. And that goes for even the lower class. That's why it's like a lower class and high class and middle class is disappearing. And business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. That's how you see it in that aspect right now. So in some aspect, it's going to be like the rich may not have the creativity and the poor may not want to apply. But then you just had this middle class that's trying to figure out is they high class or low class, and to that fade all the way away. So then we're going to have to figure out what matters, the product or the funding. And what's funding if it's no product? But what's product if it's no funding? So eventually it's going to be another melting pot. We don't know what's what. Your money ain't going to mean nothing and your poorness ain't going to mean nothing. We getting right into another type of level of even playing grounds. I'm saying we're about to get to a whole nother level of even playing grounds. So it's almost like if you a lame already, no matter how much money you got. You know what I'm saying? And if you are already strong in some type of way, people accept you no matter if you don't have a lot of money. So we're getting more rooted into that phase. We're getting into God times. This is God times for real. We're getting into a shift of stuff God cared more about. So the people who've been spiritually in that space to develop those type of awarenesses that's closer to God, your actions is going to be more in favor. And if it's people rooted into the old shift, they're not going to understand why the things that they're doing, that's forms of manipulation, doesn't work on a grand magnitude as well as it did before 2016 and things of that nature. And so be careful, you one of those people who was using that energy, using your access, your attention you was getting, your praise, your form of nepotism. When I say that, I'm not just talking about the government. I'm saying anybody who get connected with something, you could use that. We know how in the music business, someone who tied to a record company didn't like somebody else, they up and coming, they try to destroy them. So hopefully this person is networked with someone up with the opposite radio station so they can get their leeway, or they're going to be destroyed just because some hater stuff, not even the talent or whatever. But we're going through a time right now, even online, and everybody having platforms is just a small example of it. It's going to be some spiritual stuff where you ain't even going to be able to get that far. If you the type of person that was in some energy of doing that to another individual, you're not going to be able to stop them, even if they ain't doing nothing. You gonna be stopped in anything that you doing until you change. We all have to change. God wants us to change because the shift have changed. We have to do the same thing nature doing. Just because you don't want to look at each pocket of your life as parts that needs to change, but you want other stuff, this even when it comes to y'all physical illnesses, then you start to buy too much of what I actually call crack. Those synthetic pills and stuff like that be always in these pharmaceuticals and stuff like that. So like sometimes you have to question those too, because if a person on medication every day, I don't care if it was made because they old and some doctors told them that. No, they crackheads. Anybody that's on 7, 8 different medications or whatever the case may be, you're a crackhead. And if your life start to go, and be like, oh no, I need my medication, you're a crackhead. That's just a powder form put in a pill and was made legal. Still was taken from somebody's culture, finding it from a group of leaves. Don't ever forget that. Don't ever pick a medicinals. I was just picking medicinals. Yeah. Somebody just put them on a Walgreens shelf. That's it. That's the only difference. And made it a powder and made it look like a pill. If you crush it up right now, this is why they had to go and start investigating all these colleges and SBCUs, because kids wasn't waking up after fraternity parties and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? After a Travis Scott concert. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, be careful. Be careful. It's a crazy world out here right now. You buy a music concert right now, you probably had to bought it from an AI person or something like that. Then you go to the concert, they say this ain't even a right ticket. Some AI, somebody engineer something. I done gave somebody these ideas. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm bad AI. That's tricky. Y'all got to chill out on that a little bit. Use it for only good. Because I'm creative, so man, my mind be out there. If I was in any position, man, whoa. Because my mind, God be giving me all kind of talent and stuff. Don't nobody try that, though. Because somebody about to take that train of thought and line of reason. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can add on to what I was about to say. Because basically, if AI can help you make a website or whatever the case may be, somebody make a Ticketmaster false website or whatever the case, it somehow pop up in the algorithm where people buy tickets at and buy a ticket, go straight in somebody's pocket. Somebody straight in East India or somewhere, some like office or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody made a whole little Ticketmaster website and stuff. You didn't got the ticket because everything is ran through online digital, so nothing physical. So it's really the speculative. So you speculating you about to drive 6 to 8 hours to your favorite concert or comedian show or whatever and show up, and all you did was waste gas. They like, no, this ain't ticket. No, this ain't. You know what I'm saying? This a counterfeit ticket or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. See, that's what I'm saying. We got to chill out in today's time, man. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going on. You were just on websites. No, I'm saying you were just on websites. AI, you don't even know what's going on and stuff like that. But you thought in your mind, you thought you was going to speculatism. You thought you was about to have no problems. You thought you was about to go up there, have a good time, pay $60 for a shot. You know what I'm saying? Get $20.22 for a goddamn Frank. Oh, say a steak hoagie face and that. Oh, hot relish face and that. Oh, I'm saying you about to go up there and stuff like that. You thought your mind was set and stuff. The whole drive there, the whole money you was gonna spend getting broke for the alcohol and stuff like that. Your whole gas back. I said all the gas back. You done got lost online and goddamn AI. Now, don't nobody try that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't try that stuff and stuff. Don't try that at home. Y'all done did enough dirt at home and stuff like that. The East India offices and stuff like that, and somewhere in New Jersey and New York. You know what I'm saying? And California and Las Vegas and stuff like that. Got center points. And Atlanta and stuff. They be having center points. Real estate be having center points. Talk about America be talking about, yeah, we got to watch out for foreign spies and stuff. Like, y'all got spies right in America, right fresh out of these colleges. Hear all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, but man, y'all keep it cool, man. Keep it cool. And then for your family and your friends, and if y'all poor, worry more about that. Because let's say you is a person who cocked the quick lottery real quick in the colonism world. So you got a deal. You signed a little contract with someone who had a little feather at the end of the ink pen or something like that, right? Miracle energy and stuff. And then for the most part, you don't take that time to still give importance to what you can start. You're going to give a lot of importance to things that's going to start frustrating you. And the people that really care about you ain't going to be in no position to help you. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to start yourself in a position where everybody is in the same quality as whoever you going and overpaying for anyway. You know, that's like a whole little made up system, over exaggerated money. You just giving people money for free, especially if you got a lawyer that already got a whole bunch of other clients and stuff like that, so they could use any excuse. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was thinking about my other clients, so I'm at this time. It's just, that's all that even made up, because that's a job. So somebody don't care about it from more of a moral space. They care about it more of them having a roof over their head. Man, they don't care about you like that. They don't care about you like that. They somewhere robbing little dirt, blind right now. You know what I'm saying? They somewhere robbing everybody blind right now and stuff like that. And you think you cutting the deal. Even with a lot of, that's why I don't even be getting how a lot of y'all rappers, they be locking y'all up. And y'all know in y'all mind, that be the whole reason you start being a drag queen. That's the whole reason you start wearing lipstick, nail polish, and things of that nature, eyeliner, contacts and stuff. Y'all start dancing around like a ballerina, like Playboy Cardi and stuff. Y'all know in the back of y'all head, y'all be having some sense of seniority, like this gonna save me. So that's why y'all start doing stuff like carrying around guns and stuff like that when y'all ain't supposed to, or you could have got a bodyguard or whatever, or start doing things because you have some leeway. And they still lock y'all asses up for about 5 years, 10 years, 2 years and stuff like that. And then it always drive me crazy when I see a rapper get out of jail and they got on nail polish again. Or they doing the eyeball stuff again. So I'll be having a question, is just they handler in charge of that, or they know about that too, or whatever. Because that's the only way God will give them grace, and I'll give them grace. I can't give them grace if I start to see them antagonizing, because I'm in the spiritual world first, where God destroying and stepping on all y'all signs and symbols because y'all idol worshiping. So let's say you doing something, let's say you in a music career. You could be in politics too. It's God going hard on that. But next in command is music and religion, anything up under entertainment. And let's say you was doing something, especially like a rollout or something, and it was working the past times that you released something or released a product, and you did the same thing now, but it doesn't get the same results, and you're trying to find another physical representation to why that's to be. And you might not watch my channel, but I'm trying to tell you what it is, the reasoning behind it. You must have sat somewhere and had on your mind and actually brought it in reality, talked about it. And the thing that was on your mind and talked about, y'all was in the spiritual space of trying to use a character for that purpose. A character you're not, for the specific purpose of extracting money or resources out of who's ever in that character. So it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. We all kind of do this, but in your case, you did it with symbolism that already got a lot of stains on it. So it's spirits on earth right now that don't even know about symbols, but automatically reject it because the spirits and the minds that they was in when they was alive, who created it, was up to no good. So it's just resistant. It's just make a spirit don't even want to participate with it and stuff like, because y'all over exaggerate what magic is and stuff like that, right? So for an example, let's say you're in the world trade or whatever, and you claim magic is symbolism because people need to think about stuff so you can put people in a column. This is why people in the hood and gangs and stuff do that much better, but it's not described as them doing it. So you'll have, let's say, for an example, you'll have a colonist saying somebody from the hood not intelligent. But literally, a colonist is going by book play somebody only from their culture and hood could come up with. It's just not being described to y'all like that. For, for an example, right? If you in the world trade or whatever the case may be, you think you need to make the world think that they are doing something else. So if they all do this or get this vote, in your mind, you're going to think it's magic. And we know that's true because you get online right now, just type in symbolism and see a whole bunch of, really in reality, just another way how a lot of times majority Spanglers and Europeans just trying to get attention. And it really don't be having nothing else to do with nothing else. But this is almost like you have to be an artist from another ethnic group and they have to throw in their product in the commercial. It's the only way they can get attention. So they go as far as wanting everybody to believe they're pedophiles and it's just degenerate when you lack creativity and things, right? But for the most part, here's the thing. Here's why a musician or a basketball player, but you're not calling this, right? But it's the same tactics, could sell more shoes. You know what I'm saying? Or could sell more records. Because you might be a rapper, let's say you 50 Cent, and you don't smoke weed, but you know you from a background of a whole bunch of people who do. Eventually, you're in the same energy as a colonist is when you like, I gotta make a weed song because I know a whole bunch of Snoop Doggy Dogs out there that's from the hood and my homies and stuff gonna feel this song and I can't leave them out. Really, it's just, I'm in this space and right now I'm about to capitalize off that space and I'm going to be the face to capitalize off of it. I don't want to go get somebody else that's actually a weed smoker. I don't want to get Lloyd Banks or whatever. I'm going to be the face and I'm going to get the money for it. And everybody who smoke weed is satisfied. All right. But for the most part, if we just look at that product or whatever, that's just what it is all the way down to world trade. It don't got nothing to do with magic. This is why when people do this for real, we don't call it magic. Then when we see people doing the same lame version of it, that's a GMO version of it, and then you start to see, here's where we get words like magic. It's a person over-exaggerating what they think they're doing. That's all it is when it come across real people. You just over-exaggerating what you think you're doing. You're not doing nothing. You actually lack something. You know what I'm saying? But at some point, that becomes apparent in that person's life too. After a while, when they start to realize they got to be the face of the billboard or something, and they don't get the same quality of it, or the same reciprocation. But at the same time, that's just the natural fact that God give us in reality before we start to get lost in our mind and think we doing something that we not doing. You know what I'm saying? And we have to actually look at what we actually doing, and then that's the only thing that what was worked or what didn't work. Not what we coming up in our mind after something worked or didn't work, to make ourselves feel good about it. You know what I'm saying? We came up with words for that. Justification. You know what I'm saying? But that's as far as it go. It should never go no further than that. Nobody got no witchcraft. Nobody got nothing. If we actually talking about witchcraft and magic, it's an actual doing. It ain't no actual, it's just your way of thinking. And for the most part, you think better than somebody else. That's it. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. You know what I'm saying? The moment somebody start doing physical tactics and all this other stuff, no, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Don't call it magic, don't call it esoteric, don't call it nothing. It's just whatever led you to do that is from a bias, and once your bias get deciphered, the end. The end. No human ever getting out of that. No monkey, no alligator, no, I'm saying no bear, no lion, nothing, no bird, no eagle. Well, I'm saying a bird's still a bird. It's gonna fly around and think it's the king of the nest birds or whatever all it wants. Still a bird, still got wings. A human can think whatever they think they want. They still got a brain to think. It's still a human. No, I'm saying got nothing else to do with nothing else. If y'all making anything else, you the pseudo one. So that's when it come to idol worship. You know what I'm saying? That's why I even broke down the eye for an example. Y'all might be like that, oh, the eyeball mean the eye prominence, or we see everything. No, it don't. In reality, God made everybody have two eyes for you to see 20/20. So anytime you blind in physical reality, you need assistance. So anytime you practice idol worship, something on your mind, like going to church at a Catholic church every first Sunday, and y'all eating the flesh and drinking the blood of Jesus Christ, but it's cranberry juice and a cracker. On your mind, you think you're a cannibal. So in physical reality, you doing something else to practice cannibalism. But in real life, you really do be eating everybody else's energy, and you got to go to church every Sunday because you ain't got energy on your own and stuff like that. So it's the same thing. Mentally, you think you seeing everything, but you just lost. In reality, it don't play that way. So in reality, mentally and physically, you need the viewpoint of other individuals for you to be somebody. Whether you're trying to capitalize off of them, rock them to sleep, learn their ways, or learn more about yourself or whatever. You develop nothing for you to have 2 eyes and 20/20 vision for everybody to look at you and be like, oh, that's creative. I just want to copy you. Other you wouldn't have no stains on your name if that was the case. So we have to actually know what we practicing and if we just lost or not, or we just idol worship, or we truly with God. You know what I'm saying? Because these things is real. People going to hell for real. You know what I'm saying? That's for the everyday person. When you lost in your mind, you just lost in your mind. It ain't got nothing to do with what you came up with and said what was it. You know what I'm saying? It's you just plan out something. You being stuck in your mind. That's it. It could have got you $1 million. It could have got you living at the bus station or whatever the case may be. You still going to the same place, no matter what you made up, because you was alive, breathing, and God gave you that grace. You know, once that body expires, it was everybody's spiritual responsibility to know what the hell they was doing in their mind, their first body. And if you ain't know how to switch up and make another body, you will be stuck in that body, not being able to spark this body engine no more because it's gone. And it's expired things, and you didn't forgot how to create another body, so you stuck in that form of body, that mind body. That's our first body. You will never get out your mind. Y'all trying to think you get out your mind right now. Hey, let me cut off thoughts and feelings. That's a thought and feeling. So you teaching yourself how to separate from creating life, aka creating stimuli, creating thoughts and feelings, and just do it the right way so you can be here and things of that nature. And it'll play out through your organs and stuff and your looks and everything that you got going on right now and stuff. But a lot of y'all don't want to look at life that way. Y'all want to look at life as stuff that y'all lost in. And when you get so lost, you only find soothing moments when you manipulating somebody else. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all can't even deal with yourselves. A lot of y'all can't even have no time alone or whatever. You always got to be a part of something. You always got to be participating in something and stuff like that. That's y'all problem. And y'all be participating in so much distraction when it comes to you and yours. Where is it? Where is it? You want to be a singer and a rapper right now. Where's you and yours? That's your cameraman right now. Free of charge. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a technician or whatever case. You want to be a car mechanic. Where's you and yours right now that can help you lift up the other side of something so you ain't just changing the alternator by yourself, changing the radiator. You know what I'm saying? Where's you and yours? You know what I'm saying? If you a female, you somewhere trying to say, oh, I'm trying to start a business. You about to become a feminist or whatever the case may be. Where's you and yours? Even if you got kids, you're supposed to have that homegirl that's going to be able to babysit. Where's you and yours? You want to complain, oh, I can't do this because I got this kids, because you ain't got no culture. That's why none of that will be your complaints. If you have some type of creativity or whatever the case may be before you even have to get to that train of thought and line of reasoning of asking for help, you got 5, 6 people that's friends and family around you that see that creativity too and will volunteer gladly to be like, I will babysit. I will go ahead and do this while you doing that or whatever the case may be, because it's gonna help us all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't in that energy, and y'all ain't teaching none of that online. Y'all teaching people how to still be lost. And when they lost, they ain't even got the people to make them feel connected again once they lost. Now they in the woods, and then they can't go, even if they even have to go back home and stuff like that. They can't do it now because they done got lost with somebody online that told them to go walk in the woods. Now this person can't go even further because they can't find that person because that person probably was AI, and they too musty in the woods now. They can't go back home because they can't, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said, don't come here, use this water no more. You know what I'm saying? However the case may be. You know what I'm saying? You want to go ahead and cuss out your elders. You want to cuss out people in your family. Your days going to be shorter. That don't mean you're going to die. That means your days shorter using hot water in this household, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Days shorter. You know what I'm saying? Days shorter up under the goddamn heat instead like that in the middle of the winter time in this household. That's what becomes shorter. You might have a long life, just stressed out. You know what I'm saying? Stressed out or something like that. That's it, because y'all ain't got no goddamn common sense. Y'all ain't got none of that going for y'all online and stuff, but that's what y'all need to be teaching. That's what everybody need to be putting themselves in position and stuff. Teach people, and you need to be a representation of that. So that's what y'all need to look out for too. You know what I'm saying? Anytime online, if they trying to attach themselves to you or they talking about something, this hooting and hollering, us and we. If they ain't around their family and friends or whatever the case may be, you get ready to become one of their fools. You get ready to become one of they suckers or whatever, because whatever they telling you, obviously it ain't work they self. So they gonna be somewhere all over the place, building unnecessary responsibilities in all magnitudes: business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, all the way to bills and stuff like that. You don't want to be in no sticky situation like them. You don't want to be in no sticky, compromising situation and stuff like that. It's all over the place. You stumble across gold, so you make sure you use your gold and put it in that place where it's going to be and it's going to stay, not in some other vault, and then you ain't got no access to it. You know how many artists right now that signed their life away, and now we're going through a new shift right now where it's going to be impossible to ever recoup anything You know what I'm saying? You can't recoup nothing. You know what I'm saying? It was 2016, 17, little pieces of it left. In 2021, 2022, 2023, you didn't sign for that album, and the trajectory looked like it was worth that 6 digits. It looked like it was worth that 7 digits or whatever the case may be. Then the stuff started getting weird, spooky. 2024 came. Let's push this back. Let's push it back a little bit. 2025 came. We got to try something new before we release it, though. We might. 2026 came. Shit. It might not ever be no damn career there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? So we're going through some crazy time right now. Everybody get yourselves together. I don't care if you high class, low class. It's getting ready to be all even class. Everybody on the even playing ground. Because people was playing around too much. Somebody at the top playing around too much, and people at the bottom playing around too much. Everybody in between is getting ready to become the new version of whatever high middle class or whatever low middle class. But that's yet to be seen. Right now, everybody in limbo, running around like spiritual chickens with no heads. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. You better believe it. Play fun bitch on the show. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry's Move. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry God duties and responsibilities. So go for that. Erect the swap. Hell, hold that yellow hoop. Massasoit, Mama na toy. It don't go for that. Woo! Masasaki.